Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. Today on the show I have a special author with me who we're going to be talking about how to live your life in a more conscious manner. And my special guest Micheline Nader is actually going to explain how to do that. So welcome to the show, Micheline.
Thank you, Natalie. I'm so excited to be with you on this show today.
Thank you. It's so great to have you here. And I know we had a really awesome conversation just before the show, so this is going to be a really, really juicy show to get into. But before we do that, why don't we start with your background and your story, and what was the motivation behind writing this new book that you've written?
So, Natalie, I was born in Lebanon, and I encountered a lot of losses in my life. When I was young, my dad had a big bankruptcy where we lost a lot of belongings. Then a year after, he developed a bad cancer, and we lost him to death. And a few years after, the war started, and we lost our country. And so through a series of losses and tribulations, I really started being a seeker, researched everything, wanted to have a meaning in my life, wanted to have something that works and transform my life. And this is how my journey began. And then after that, we traveled a lot. We lived in France, we lived in Canada, we lived in the States. I've been in the States for more than 21 years. And I have been a scholar of healthcare. I have started my life with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, then a Master's in Public Health and Hospital Administration, then did a doctoral degree in France in Health Services. And I've been a serial entrepreneur, a very successful one. But I came to know that if I wasn't a spiritual junkie, I would not have made it so successfully in this world. I translated my life lessons into a pragmatic process that I wanted to share with people. And for me, it was when I aligned really with my true purpose in life, and I knew that that was it. That was the most important thing that I had, was to share this as a mission, as a contribution. I wrote the book, and at the end of the book, as I was writing the last paragraph of the book, you came into my life through an email, and I listened to you, and I said, okay, no way, you're going forward with it. Thank you, Natalie.
Awesome, awesome. So, so I know that you were talking a lot about, having a spiritual path. So, what was your spiritual or religious upbringing? Because I always like to ask this question of people that what was your upbringing, and what do you see as the difference between religion and spirituality?
So, my upbringing was a Catholic, but I've never been a religious in a traditional sense of the word. So I did have mystics and saints that I encountered, and I was very much interested in them, not because they're Catholic or they're Christian. It was because they're mystics and their message was a message of healing. So when I started searching, I searched everywhere. From Buddha to Hinduism to anything, any openness. And I was always interested, not in the religion per se, because it's a consensus of beliefs. I mean, I have nothing against religion. Religion is great for a lot of people, but I did not find my own spiritual nourishing from religion. I found it from spirituality and the mysticism behind religion.
Right, awesome. So at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that we're going to be talking about how to live a more conscious life. What does that mean to you?
A conscious life for me is to bring a wakefulness to our life through conscious awareness. It may be using big words right now, but really I translated this into something very, very pragmatic. I found out that all that we've got, Natalie, is ourselves, is our moment, this moment in time, is our feelings, our emotions, what we have working here. And what we have also is our illusion about who we are. We think that we are our success. We think that we are our beliefs. We think that we are our emotions. But in reality, when we really discover who our true self is, then we know that this has nothing to do with it. Actually, on the contrary, when we come to life, we come with this fully beautiful vibration, and then we start, loading things and blocking it, not because we want to, because we are conditioned that way and we don't know what's happening to us. So mistakenly, we think that who we are is this false self. And it takes us maybe a midlife crisis, a dark night of the soul, or something, a big, huge to-do in our life in order to start deconstructing all what we've constructed and mistakenly thought that it was, ourselves, and discover our true self. Once we bring conscious awareness to any experience, to any belief, to any emotion we have, moment by moment by moment, we start living a consciously aware life. And we connect, we align ourselves, we align our inner self to our higher self, which is conscious awareness. So we can, wherever we are, whatever our experience is, whatever we're doing, whatever we're going through, we can bring conscious awareness to our moment, anytime. And in this process, in the dolphins dance process, we start from where we are. We go with the first step of the dance, because the dance is an acronym, actually, and each letter stands for something. The D stands for discovering our emotions, so we go retrieve our emotional logo. The A stands for awakening to our beliefs, and here we go and we really deconstruct the matrix, our beliefs. We know that a lot of our beliefs come from what we learned, but also we're interested in that limiting belief, that verdict that we sentenced ourselves to, following a marker in our life or a painful event. Then the N stands for naming our patterns. So we go deep into seeing how beliefs coalesce and act into patterns in our life that repeat themselves. And we also come face to face with our shadow. The minute we know this, the first 3 steps of the dance are diving in and discovery of the true self. The last 2 steps of the dance here, where we have a choice. We have a choice to act on it. And in the C of the dance, we cancel the polarities. What this means is we cancel the charges from our negative experiences, from our negative verdict. And by canceling this negative charge, we come to a neutral place, a place of self-healing, because the E is to embrace our true self. We come to a place of forgiveness with ourselves. And this is how we bring conscious awareness to our life. By doing this, we create a space within for higher consciousness to operate through us. And we become flowing with it, with ease, like the dolphin, and we can dance and have joy and success, coming from a place that is from a place of love, and not coming from a place of not having a choice except doing it because of our limiting beliefs.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you've just said. And for the people that are watching the show, I mean, this sounds like, an amazing process to go through. But what does it mean to them? Like, for example, I know that you said before that you wouldn't have created the success that you've had in business before unless you were living this more conscious life. So how does living this way really play out in real life, like in business or with family relationships?
Absolutely. This is a great question, Natalie. By becoming aligned to our true self, believe it or not, I stopped looking for a mission or a purpose, because I aligned myself with higher consciousness. So immediately, by the law of attraction, you start attracting the things that align themselves with mission. So all of a sudden, the things that you do that do not come to add up to your mission, or do not coalesce, or do not align with your mission, you stop doing them. And the things that align with your mission and your purpose, even if you're not for sure, if you don't know for sure what is your purpose, but they align, and then you start expressing yourself in a free way. So it gives you the total freedom, a freedom to choose from a place of the true self. And the nice thing about the process, Natalie, is that you have so many portals. And the very different thing about the process than other things that I've done in my life myself was to isolate that emotion and create your emotional logo. So whenever you have this emotion, you would realize that it's not your true self now acting out. It's something from the past. And you would immediately be able to identify it. So your patterns, your limiting beliefs stop controlling you, because now you're becoming consciously aware. You have the choice. You realize what they are, and you have the choice to control your own life. You have the choice to act on them. By using this process more and more, and it's a very easy process to do. At the end of the Dolphin's Dance, I have the quick step dance method. I don't encourage the reader to do it right off the bat, because it's very important to dive in and know what was behind everything that run us, our operating system until now. But once we know, we're not going to dwell with that in our past. We're not going to dwell in those stories and in that emotion, that traumatic emotion, because we know what it is, and it became a hub that attracted negative emotions. But what we do, we visited it, we know what it is, and whenever it resurges, we know how to identify it, and we know what to do about it. So by practicing, sooner or later, we're replacing the old patterns by a new pattern coming from a true self, where we can truly express ourselves and really, really live our life aligned with higher consciousness. And whenever we falter, we have a tool. We can go back.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the more that we have that alignment and that connection with higher consciousness, the easier it is for us to make decisions moving forward in our life as to what direction we want to take and what our purpose is and the gifts that we have, and, you know, and what mission that we need to be doing right now to be able to fulfill that purpose. Because that's the thing, I think with most of us, you know, I work with a lot of women right now who are what I call in transition. So they're stepping out of long-term marriages or careers, or their kids have gone off to college, and now it's like, okay, well, now what? Because we missed that connection to our true self, and it's like, well, what's next for me? We kind of lost identity of that. So when we talk about connecting to our true self, what is your definition of who or what that is?
Our true self is really the source. It's and this program, this process goes back to the source. We are part of the source, and the source is part of us if we allow it to be. So we mistakenly think that our true self is our work, our kids, what we have done in our life, or our emotions, our beliefs, our patterns, how we react. We think that this is our true self. In reality, this is, in the book, I have the identity statement, where we construct this identity statement, or we deconstruct it actually, to be able to get back to our true self. So in reality, we just clear all the clutter, and we go back to our simple nature, and our simple nature is connected to the source.
Yeah, absolutely. Micheline, it has been an amazing show with you today, and this is I think it's such a timely subject right now, because there are so many of us as women, and I include myself in this as well, where we have this yearning. We know there's something more, but we're just not sure what it is, and we want for more, but we're not quite sure which direction to go. And I know that The Dolphin's Dance is a book that can really help them in the process that you've created. So if people want to connect with you or get the book, where can we send them to do that?
So they can connect with me at my website, michelinenader.com, or thedolphinsdance.com, or my Facebook. They can get the book from Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, balboapress.com. And I would love to hear from them. I am hearing a lot from people who are reading the book, and it makes me feel so happy because it makes me feel that really, really, really I'm connecting also with my deep purpose in life. And I can't thank you enough because I know the good that you're doing for everybody, including me, Natalie. I'm so, so excited today that I'm being with you, in person.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And guys, if you click on the banner to the side, if you're watching this online, or the banner underneath, if you're watching this on the app, you can go straight through to Micheline's website from there. Now, I encourage you to share this video. You can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. And don't forget to leave your email in the box on this page so I can send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. It's actually valued at $87, and I'd love to send it to you for free. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.